What's going on, everybody? JT here, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon Go, and we've got some cool stuff to talk about. Let's start off with the new Lucky Friend feature, which is really cool because basically now we have a guaranteed way to get a lucky Pokemon from a trade from each other instead of the usual way, which was trading and trading and trading and just praying that you got a lucky. And I'll tell you, sometimes it was really rough, especially if you wanted a special trade to be lucky. Like, even then, you would only get one chance a day. Now, you have a guaranteed way to get it, and that's pretty cool. Now, how do you become lucky friends with somebody on your friends list? Well, it's pretty simple. First off, you have to be best friends with that person. If you're Ultra or anything less, it will not trigger the lucky friendship to happen. And second, you have to just interact with them. You get one chance a day, so you can do things like trade with each other, PvP with each other, raid with each other, pretty much anything that involves you guys working together or interacting, you have a chance. But again, you only get one chance a day to make it happen. But once you do get it, the game will actually notify you that congratulations, you're lucky friends with this person. And when you look at your friend on the friends list, they'll have these like little gold dots next to their name. And when you click on their profile, it'll show that they are lucky friends. So that's really cool. And from my knowledge, it doesn't go away until you make a trade. So obviously, say like I have best friends with people like Zoe 2 Dots. She lives on the way in Australia. The only way we really get to interact is by sending gifts together or PvPing. So, now that we become lucky friends, I can now hold on to that until I go to Singapore or something, or whenever I meet with her again, and then we can get that lucky trade set up. So, I'm pretty happy with this altogether, especially because, you know, we might have some regionals we want lucky that we can't get normally, so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm just really happy that they're adding this in general, because I'll have to tell you, the lucky grind is pretty hard. Also, I forgot to mention that whenever you do your lucky trade, your friendship level will go back to being best friends. It doesn't reset your friendship level or anything like that. You don't lose friendship. It's literally you just become lucky friends until you make the trade, and then you're back to best friends. So no worries about like feeling like you're about to downgrade yourself or anything like that. Next up, we have brand new poses added to the game. Here's a screenshot of them right now, and they're pretty cool. But from what it looks like in the in-game shop, looks like we only have a couple of them. So if you see here, it's on the bottom left-hand side, we have the poses. So we've got this one, the power pose, and I like this one. It's kind of like a hero pose, like you've just conquered the Elite Four, you know, you just beat that legendary or caught the legendary, so that's a lot of fun. Then we got the Pokeball Flex. Ooh. I like that a lot. That's actually really funny. I like that. And then we have the left hip stance. Ooh. We get a little sassy on this one. I don't know if I'd buy this one, but it's still a nice pose. And then it looks like we have the Pokeball Grip, which is probably better shown without these Delibird gloves, to be honest with you. But yeah, you have like a Pokeball and your other fist is like clenched. That's pretty cool as well. And then obviously we have the Idle pose, which, I mean, obviously is the one you get default. Honestly, I don't think these are worth 500 each, but this one is kinda like speaking to me, so tell you what, let's actually buy this one, because might as well, right? Oh, whoops. Alright, there we go, we got the funding. Let's buy the power pose, why not? You know, I'm actually pretty happy with this. So let's see what it looks like in the main, let's see what it looks like on my trainer profile. So I just discovered a small glitch here. So as you saw, I just bought the new pose, and my character's not in the pose, but it looks like the reason why is because I have that Eevee on my shoulder. So if we were to switch out my Eevee to being something else, let's go with a legendary. Let's go with my fainted Mewtwo. I should probably heal those up. Alright, so now Mewtwo is my buddy, and now I'm in the pose, which that looks kind of cool, but unfortunately, it would have been a lot cooler if I could have had my Eevee on the shoulder as I'm doing the dynamic pose, you know? So hopefully they'll fix that in the future, because that is a little bit lame that I bought this pose, but I can't even use it because there's a Pokemon on my shoulder, but it's not that big of a glaring problem, and I can see them fixing it in the future. But either way, I'm happy they added them, and I hope to see some more of them in the future, but hopefully a bit cheaper than 500, because that's a little costly. And the last bit of news I wanted to cover is that we're getting another Extravaganza event, and I'm actually kind of excited for this one, because we're going to be getting a lot of cool bonuses and features. Now let's start off with the features. Baby Pokemon are going to be coming out of 2-kilometer eggs now, which means you can hatch yourself Magbies, Pichus, Smoochums. All these possible shiny babies are now going to come out of 2-kilometer eggs, which obviously is better than walking 2 kilometers than 7 kilometers, so that's great. Also the fact that you can only get 7-kilometer eggs through gifts, and you can only open 20 of those a day. So you were limited on how many baby hatches you can get. Well, now with this event, The limit is really how many incubators you're willing to pay for, which is 50-50 for people. I mean, I don't mind spending money on this game for incubators, but I know some people aren't really big fans of paying to play, so I understand where this may be a little bit sucky for people, but for me personally, I'm actually a huge fan of this, and I'm going to be grinding very hard. We're also going to be getting different Pokemon coming out of the eggs. So, last year, it was nothing but 2-kilometer eggs with just a wide range of what could be in those eggs. So, I'm thinking maybe they might do that again, but maybe they'll have 2, 5, and 10k eggs just with different Pokemon inside of them. But I'm really hoping it's just 2-kilometer eggs because, you know, obviously those are easier to hatch than the rest of them, so, but that's just my opinion. And then lastly, we have egg-focused research, which could be pretty cool. I mean, we have the usual ones like hatch an egg and you get like a Sunkern or an Execute from it, and then you hatch 3 eggs, you get a Magbar, and then if you hatch 5 eggs, you get a Chansey. So hopefully we'll get new ones that give us some cool possible shiny Pokemon. Who knows, maybe this will be the first time ever that we'll be able to encounter baby Pokemon, like, in an actual, like, catching scenario. So, like, say you hatch 2 eggs and you get a chance of maybe running into a Togepi or running into a Magby. Again, this is high speculation. I kind of doubt they'll do that, but, I mean, maybe, because, like, if you played the core games like Sun and Moon, you could run into baby Pokemon in the wild, so this could be the first time ever that we're actually going to get to catch baby Pokemon, so that'd be pretty neat. Our bonuses during this event is that every Pokemon you hatch will give you 2 times the candy, which, again, if it's just 2-kilometer eggs, maybe not that exciting, because obviously 2-kilometer eggs don't really gift you that much candy, but nonetheless, that's still good to get a lot of candy. Also, we're gonna get 2 times incubator effectiveness, which basically means everything you're walking gets cut in half. So obviously, if you have 10k eggs, they're gonna become 5 kilometers, 5 kilometers are gonna become 2.5, and then 2-kilometer eggs turn into 1-kilometer eggs, which is pretty fantastic, especially for the babies. And if you choose to use like a super incubator, that takes an extra third off of all of that too. So now your 2-kilometer egg that became a 1-kilometer egg is now 0.7, which is literally nothing. It's like walking down the block and you're gonna hatch this egg. So I personally wouldn't recommend wasting a super incubator on a 2-kilometer egg, but that's completely your choice. And lastly, we're also gonna get 1-hour lucky eggs, which is cool for people that want to level up or for people that like to see their XP grow. For me personally, not a huge fan because I don't really care about that as much as other people do, but nonetheless, it's still kind of neat. And lastly, and probably the coolest thing about this event, is we're getting a brand new shiny, Shiny Buneary. And I think this shiny's really good. I know I keep saying that about shinies, but this one's actually very good because every bit of like yellowish fur it had on its body turns pink. I mean, it's pretty perfect for this Pokemon. And when it evolves into Lopunny, it keeps the color scheme. It's still brown and everything that was yellow turns pink. It looks fantastic. I absolutely love this Pokemon, and it makes sense for Easter, and the cool thing about it is Lopunny gets a Mega Evolution as well, so if Megas ever come to this game, I hope they do, but, you know, still no guarantees on that, we could get Mega Shiny Lopunny, which is a very neat Pokemon that had a really cool ability in the core series games of its fighting type moves could hit ghosts, which is something that would never happen normally, because obviously Ghost isn't affected by fighting at all, but with this Mega Lopunny, you could use things like High Jump Kick against a Gengar and actually defeat a Gengar with it. It's pretty interesting. Now, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, I'm 50-50 on this event because, I mean, it sounds really cool, but I also played last year's, and it didn't go too well for me. We had 2-kilometer eggs and baby Pokemon that could be shiny now. It was pretty cool, but I hatched over 325 2-kilometer eggs in the hopes of getting a shiny baby, and I didn't get one. The odds were very bad. I mean, it seems like nowadays they've raised the odds on shiny babies. Either that or I've just been getting incredibly lucky, but yeah. So I'm excited now because we also have a shiny to hunt for in the wild with the Shiny Buneary, but nonetheless, like, this is going to be kind of a costly event unless you choose to go with, like, just the free route, because obviously you could just use your infinite incubator, but yeah. I think one thing that would have improved this event is that if they added a single-use free incubator a day, kind of like what they've done in the past, because then, you know, people that can't really spend money on this game would have been able to hatch a little bit more than normal, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And with all that pretty awesome news out of the way, this is going to be the end of the video, and if you've enjoyed it, and I really hope you have, please smash that like button for me, show me some love, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you know when I upload, and comment down below, what are you most excited about? The pretty much guaranteed lucky Pokemon, the brand new poses, Shiny Buneary, and possibly hatching some shiny babies? Please let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.